So I'm looking to put a new door latch on our Santa Fe trailer door here. And when we bought it, there was a piece of tape over this, so I didn't even see this hole. There was a padlock latch here holding the door shut. So I've rebuilt the door since and insulated it. This is a new piece of wood, so there actually was a through hole here before. But what we have, it's really odd because we have, I'm not sure what happened here. It looks like maybe the striker plate screws caught here and damaged the door. On the inside, we have some bolt holes. There was an eye bolt here with a manual hook that would hold the door shut from the inside. So this is what I'm left with, and then we have the screen door, which when it's closed covers that hole. So it's really an odd deal. I scoured online trying to find something that might work, and I'll show you what I found. I found this kit online. I ordered through Amazon, but it came by Vintage Technologies. And they're calling it the Teardrop Trailer Camper Left-Hand Locking Door Left Handle Kit. And so what we have is your standard outside handle. I've seen this one many times online. It's a keyed handle. But what I was struggling to find was the inside part that goes on the inside of the trailer. So this will be a surface mount, striker assembly, latch assembly, and it does have a locking feature here that will lock the handle from the inside. The only problem with this is that if somebody were to accidentally lock this and then you slam the door shut, you'd be locked out of the trailer because you can't unlock this from the outside. The only lock that works from the outside is the keyed handle, which allows you access with the key to open the door. So that's something to think about. It did come with a striker plate. I'm not sure how long this will last, but if I have to, I could make something out of some kind of metal maybe, or find an alternative. But we'll use this for now. So we've got our original hole in the door here. So of course we want that square shaft to come through right there. So we'll probably end up just putting this here, maybe set it in 1/8 of an inch because the striker sticks out pretty far and my door clearance is pretty tight. Thing to think about too is the screen door. Let me shut this screen really quick so we can do this. When the screen door is shut, you want to make sure that you're not interfering here with any of the latch mechanisms, the locks. Make sure everything looks good. So I think that's where I'll place it. When I place this here, you can see that 4 of the 6 screw holes line up pretty well actually, so I'm curious as to if this was what was on here before. Not sure. I think this door might have been replaced at some point. I'm not positive though. As for the exterior side, you can see the witness marks here from a couple different latches, it looks like. I'm not sure what it had originally. So, pretty sure I'm just going to be mounting this just like that and just hope that this base plate covers up most of this nastiness here. Oh, I could see that this hole, interesting. So this mounting hole is going to miss the wood. I might need to move this in a bit. We'll see how that works out. It depends on where the internal latch is when I shut this. Let's see how that goes. So I've got it temporarily mounted just with a couple of the screws, and I'm inside, and I wanted to make sure that it was going to shut okay with this gap between the screen door and the main door, that the door would shut all the way. Yeah, it looks pretty good to me. The thing that I noticed is that using the original mounting holes, the handle comes really close to, it actually does probably touch the screen door a bit, but I think that it's enough to get the door open, because that takes the striker below the grade or below flush with the door, so I think it'll be okay. So what I'll do now is mark where this square shaft comes through, and we'll drill a hole for the square shaft. My marked hole ended up pretty close to center on that original hole. It's a 5/16 keyed shaft, or sorry, square shaft. So I am going to do a 1/2 inch hole. Crossing my fingers on this side, and then it's going to come out all right. Let's see what happens. Not too bad. Just a quick dry fit on this, and we'll see how it looks. Not too bad, but that left mounting hole is going to hit on the lip of the door, which is what happened here probably. So I'll have to figure out a way. Can use maybe a rivet nut or something here to put some threads into this to give that something to bite onto. Let me brainstorm a bit and I'll figure that out. I've got the inside, the interior side mounted. It's done pretty good here. So I was getting ready to trim the shaft and noticed that on the external side, there's a part here that is a much larger diameter than the 1/2 inch hole that I made. So what I'm going to have to do is drill this out, possibly to the size of this original hole. Hey, imagine that. So that this collar can fit and turn. I ended up using a 15/16 drill bit and just going in about a 1/2 inch and making that hole a little bit bigger in diameter so that this will now fit. Let's see. And that goes all the way in now. Very nice, very nice. Now that this is flush, seating all the way in, I'll go ahead and mark the shaft, and I will trim it off with a cutoff wheel. I cut this with a cutoff wheel. You can use a hacksaw if you want. Now I'll use an angle grinder and kind of give this a little bit of a bevel on deeper of these edges so they're not so sharp. So now that I've cut this and ground the protective coating off, the end of this could possibly rust. So you could either hit it with a paint pen. That's probably what I'll do. I don't have a silver one, but I'll maybe throw some black paint on there. I actually found that I have a black paint pen, but it also has clear on this end. So I'll go ahead and dab a little bit of clear paint on there, keep that from rusting. Picked up some hardware. What I decided to do for the outside for this this mounting hole, since it goes into wood, I got a wood screw, but I got the security drive. I don't know. I guess anybody can get that bit, but at least it's not as common as the Phillips bit. So I'll use that on the right side. On the left side, where we're going through the lip of the door, I decided to pick up some aluminum flat bar, and I got a 1024 screw and a tap. So what I'm going to do is take, let's see, I'll go over to the door here. Since this is so mangled, I didn't want to just try to put a washer and a nut and then have it stick way out with a washer and like a nylock nut or whatever, and it's so mangled. So what I'm going to do is put a piece of flat bar, maybe this long, but make it a nut by drilling and tapping a hole in it for the hardware to come in from this side through here. So let me get this put in. So hardware will go through here into a flat bar, piece of flat bar with threads that are tapped into it, and hopefully tighten up and then press against here. And I might put some butyl tape or something in here to seal this so water that runs down inside the door jamb doesn't just go into the door right here. There's my piece of flat bar. I marked the hole by holding it up to the door and just poking a scribe through the hole, and mark the center where I need to drill some threads. I've got this drill bit it's a drill bit and a tap built in to one. So let's see how it works. On this aluminum should be pretty easy. Take it nice and slow after the drill bites in. Okay, let's see. Well, let's see how it is. Let's grab a piece of hardware real quick here. Okay, here's our 1024 bolt. It's going in. It's a little tough, but I mean, I wouldn't mind it being a little bit tough, because then I wouldn't have to try to put anti-seize on or anything. So let's give this a try. Not anti-seize, I'm sorry, thread locker. This is the test fit. So I've got it tightened down, sandwiched in there pretty good. I think it's going to work out. So what I'll do is I'll trim this. I'll cut this off so the threads are flush, and then I'll take it back apart, put some butyl tape in behind here, put some butyl tape in behind the handle, and we'll get our security screw in on this side, and we'll try it out. One thing neat about butyl tape is that you can cut it with scissors. It works out pretty good. Some butyl tape here and some butyl tape there. Here's butyl tape, there's butyl tape, everywhere's butyl tape. Alright, got it tightened down. This is all trimmed off nice and flush. So now I'm going to trim the butyl tape so it's not getting all over the place. Clean this all up, and I'll trim it from the front too. Alright, we got our tamper-proof screw there. I just put a regular hex head there, or Allen head. So it looks pretty good. This is our piece of flat bar in the back, and everything seems to be functioning pretty good. A little tight. I think it'll wear in. We'll see. So next is the striker plate. So this is the striker plate, and so I just kind of drug it across the door jamb a couple times to leave some witness marks, and you can see where the striker ends, or where it stops I should say, is right there. So you can tell where the old striker used to stop, and it just so happens that the bolt, or the holes, at least one of the sets of holes that are in this, on this aluminum, line right up with this plastic striker plate. So this has to be what was in here before. But anyway, I'll drive our screws in and see how it works. So using the original holes that were in there, you can tell here's where the witness marks are from the striker. And it's actually, this is too low. It needed to come up about 1/4 inch, and maybe 3/16 to get it into this groove. So I'll end up moving it up. See how it does from the inside. I like it. All right. Let's try this lock real quick here so you can see how that deadbolt, or that. So now nobody can open it from the outside, right? But you can't unlock this from the outside with a key. So, all right, looks good. Thanks for watching.